Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Back to the Lab. I'm Keith, also known as Duke KC, and I'm joined by.
Hi, I'm Peter, and you guys know me as Peter Y. Mao.
Man, it's been a while, hasn't it, since we did one of these?
I think the last one we did was about a month ago, or maybe
Oh,
3 weeks ago.
it's been pretty long.
Yeah, it's been quite a long time, mostly because both of us have been super fucking busy.
Super busy. Yeah. Then I think yourself busy with work.
Yeah,
And,
busy with work.
and then myself, aside from videos, been organizing a tournament. It was pretty fun.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good experience.
So
TOs.
how did that all go? Well, actually, you know what? Let's go over the topics we're going to talk about real quick. So
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so the first things that we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about the Tekken World Tour 2020 and how the coronavirus affected it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Big F.
And then the next big F indeed. The next thing we're going to talk about is how the coronavirus has affected each of our countries and people's different responses to it. The next topic we're going to talk about is Eyemusician's departure from ROX Dragon. And the last topic I think we're going to talk about is how each of us got into content creation in the first place.
That's gonna be an interesting one. I don't think a lot of people. I don't think either of us have really told. I've told a few people, but I haven't really told people like on the internet my story. Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Is it because you don't have any friends IRL?
Oh shit! True.
Oh, the call out.
Oh man. Big F.
Mm.
Yeah. So, regarding the TWT, I think a lot of people have heard by now, but TWT, they made like a huge announcement recently. Like, they had live stream and they were like, hey, TWT is going to start in April. We're going to start with the mix-up and whatnot, and we're going to have all these events. And then now the coronavirus has become so serious that so many of these events have been postponed, and some of which have even been cancelled outright, which is pretty worrying. And as a
when did we
TO,
get this news? I think it was like March 5th or something, or was it March 6th?
Yeah, it was somewhere in March, but it was early. Yeah, and then at the time it still wasn't so serious, but it's gotten way worse now. And so, TWT has been postponed. So right now I don't think they have a date, so it's kind of indefinitely. And yeah, Mix-Up has been postponed, and the two that have been removed from the official tour is NCR, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, NCR, NorCal Regionals, and Final Round. And it must... From a player perspective, of course it sucks, but it sucks even more from a TO perspective.
Oh my god, I can't... See, here's the thing, I can't even imagine, right?
Yeah.
These hotels and venues,
they cost a lot.
One, they cost a lot, and then two, they are booked way in advance.
Yeah.
Right? You can't just have a tournament with like 200 to 400 people and then book it a month in advance. Like that just doesn't fly.
They pay very far in advance. Yeah.
Right. You plan these things way in advance. And I'm sure the locations have you put a down payment amount of money on it, right?
Definitely.
In the event that you don't show up. So that down payment, I feel like a lot of the tournament organizers and whoever is basically footing the bill on this is not going to get that money back.
Yeah. Larry S. Dixon Jr., who I think is one of the main organizer of Final Round, he put up like a whole like page of why they canceled the event and how it's going, and it seems like funding is gonna be a huge issue, and they're not gonna make their money back, and if anything they're gonna make a huge loss on the thing. And
you also have to think about the people who go to those events and then sell their works.
Oh yeah, those
people.
Those.
So the people who are going to show up there and have art or stick modding or selling merchandise and all that stuff. They also book this stuff way in advance as well.
Yeah,
and so it's just a giant debacle on the potential outcome of money making opportunities.
Yeah, and a lot of these tournament organizers sure they have to make their money back. That's obvious, but it's also a lot of it like as a passion project as well.
Yeah.
So making such a huge loss is devastating for some of them as well. Because I don't think it's pretty unprecedented for them, I think, and I don't think we've ever had something like this. Because back then when we had all these other like virus outbreaks, esports wasn't that big of a thing. And so
no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's a even bigger issue, and especially in the FGC. And FGC is
Right.
so small and barely makes any money. Like if you were like Riot or some shit, you can make that money back hella fast or whatnot. LCS and whatnot, you
Right,
probably
right.
wouldn't make you make a huge loss, but it wouldn't like kill you. But a lot of these
Right.
FGC tournaments are like run by just people who just like the community,
Yeah.
Yeah, CEO and whatnot. It's just that's the way it is. But it's a bit unfortunate for a lot of these TOs, and it sucks for the players too.
Yeah, they completely like. If you think about also how much of a wrench this throws into the organizations, like the esports organizations. I'm sure that there's some organizations like Team Liquid and for instance, what is it, like ROX Dragon, like these like better well-known companies, they're not gonna be hit nearly as hard.
No.
And also teams that have multiple games under their belts, right? For
Yeah.
instance, if they have Counter-Strike, or if they have Overwatch, or I guess Overwatch might not be there, but if you have like if you have Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Dota 2, if any of those are in there, right?
Yeah.
Then you're still okay. But if you're just a FGC oriented company, or
It's really hard.
like it's really hard. Yeah.
I think a lot of these players are getting they're allowed to get refunds, right? For their
I think with like plane tickets and stuff, they would be buying the plane tickets that have the refundable plane tickets, but those tickets cost generally more, so you have to put some sort of extra
it's like a
money
down payment sort of.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
But for the actual tournament itself, because you have to pay like a fee to enter. I think
Yeah,
they're
you
all
have to
getting
pay a fee.
refunds, which
Oof.
it
That
kills
means
the
that
TOs.
whoever's
Yeah.
like organizing all of this and paying all this, like I feel so bad for them.
Yeah, it hurts, because then they have to pay off a lot of the stuff like the hotel booking and whatnot all out of their own pocket, which is
Did you actually think this whole coronavirus COVID-19 thing was going to be this big? 'Cause
No, I actually
personally did not.
Yeah, I also did
didn't
not.
think like events like this were going to be even canceled at all.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to postpone, right? A lot of these events because, like you tell the hotel, tell the event area, it's like, hey, we're gonna be on here on this date and whatnot.
Yeah.
But then now with this whole situation, like you can't just tell them like, hey, can we like move it back a month? Because then the hotel's gotta be like,
Yeah.
well, what if we got other stuff? It's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you've paid for a lot of this stuff to be on this date, so it's hard to push back a lot of this stuff. And did you see how it affected other games as well? Like many
I
other
didn't see,
other games.
I mean, I do know that Soul Calibur 6, their world tour is also affected by it. So I do know that they're affected by this.
Yeah.
But I don't know about the other games.
I know Mortal Kombat got pretty heavily hit. I think they had like their LCQ and whatnot. Like it got cancelled like last minute. So people who have already flown out to the event, they have nowhere to go. Yeah, basically they can't enter, and the tournament was locked to only the top 16. I think you can't do the LCQ anymore. They couldn't do the LCQ, and there was no audience for the actual finals tournament. So the people who fly out to these places already, like it sucks a lot for them because they spend that money, and they basically can't do anything because you can't enter. It really sucks.
It sucks for the audience members too. The people who are like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go watch this."
Can you imagine if Evo got cancelled? Oh man, that's gonna be.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there.
Yeah, Evo is. There's no way. Like, Evo is when? Is it June or July? I don't actually.
I mean, it's I think in July to August. That's my I think that's where when it happens usually, like July to August. But it's been a while since I've been to Evo. Like the last Evo I went to was probably 2 years ago.
Oh, that's not that long ago. I was like,
Or
been a while.
okay,
I'm like 5 years.
maybe 3 years ago. But like, yeah, when I was getting into Injustice, like trying to play competitively, like that was the last time I went to Evo.
Wow,
And
Injustice.
to me, yeah, Injustice. But to me, I think part of this coronavirus thing is partially blown out of control by the media, and at least just from the U.S. perspective. People are just doing really dumb shit that I feel like make no sense,
God.
right? So today, I witnessed it myself. So my wife and I, we went to the grocery store just to buy a couple of things,
it's
right?
all
we
gone.
went to buy so the things that we needed, and we usually when we buy groceries, like we buy small amounts of it. So like we went to buy some butter, we went to buy some ice cream, and we went to buy, I think, one other thing. I can't remember what it was, but it was one other thing.
Yeah.
Just those 3 items. And we, you hear about people like hoarding toilet paper and like, just grabbing all the toilet paper and stuff. So we were like, this would be really funny. Let's go take a look. And the aisle was actually fucking empty. There was no toilet paper, like none. Like you would go by all the other aisles, you'd be like, oh, okay, so this is like, the kitchen aisle, there's still stuff there. Okay, there's this is the the cleaning supplies, and there's some stuff there. And then you go to the toilet paper roll, and it was just gone.
And it took you guys so long to get that, because Singapore had that like last month or like the month before already.
Oh my god. And here's the thing. There was a lot of facial tissues, right? Like Kleenex, like facial tissues.
What?
There was a lot of it there. And this is what didn't make any sense to me. Apparently people are more worried about their buttholes being clean than their noses being clean, which makes no sense to me. Like I think you're worrying about the wrong orifice, right? Like you would be blowing your nose and needing to blow your nose and also like, cleaning your face with like facial tissues instead of like, I need paper, like I need toilet paper.
How much do you shit? Like, come on, man. It's like
apparently these people shit a lot.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy because like last month Singapore kind of had that where everyone was just buying up everything. Like everything in the instant noodle section was basically gone. For some reason toilet paper also was pretty hoarded. All the rice was gone as well. But then because Singapore is pretty small, right? We only have like a few major like grocery outlets.
Right.
And the main one sort of implemented like a limit on buying stuff. So you can only buy like 4 of everything, like 4 of what you want to get. So now it's not so bad, but yeah, Singapore got that overreaction long before you guys, I think. But yeah, it's crazy because at first I was like, man, Singaporeans are fucking stupid. But it turns out like now it's everywhere as well. Everyone's doing the same shit. Everyone's hoarding their toilet paper.
What if coronavirus just makes you really fucking dumb? What if that's the symptoms? Acting really fucking
just being super stupid. Yeah, it's crazy. I was like, why is everyone buying up all this shit? You're not gonna be. It's not like you're gonna be hiding in a bomb shelter, right? It's like Chimon.
And also, this you have to think about it this way: you have to go out at some point in time. Like you can't avoid going out. What if at that point you're like, oh, I'm just gonna buy some toilet paper? And I think what it started off with. This is just my guess. I don't know how they actually started off with the whole toilet paper thing, but some guy probably, made a post on Reddit and was like, hey guys, how funny would it be if like, people just started buying up all this toilet paper? And then what ends up happening is like a few people started buying massive amounts of toilet paper. A few people, maybe just like, 100 people in a city. Started buying up massive amounts. And then other people are like, holy fuck, there's going to be a shortage of toilet paper. And then they're like, well, if I don't get the toilet paper, then there's not going to be enough for me. So then they buy up a bunch of shit like toilet paper. And then other people start seeing them and they're like, holy fuck, people are hoarding toilet paper. I need to hoard. And then this dumbass mentality just gets blown out of control.
Yeah.
And this is what happens with the whole entire rice, ramen, all of the, instant foods and that kind of stuff.
It's crazy. And I don't know if this has happened yet in the US, but some people in Singapore, they because they hoard all this shit, right? And then
Yeah.
at some point they're gonna realize like, shit, I'm not gonna use up all of this stuff, and so and so they try and like get a refund. Like, Chimon, it's you're not gonna get a refund, and like the grocery outlet, the main one in Singapore, actually had to come out and state like, we're not gonna give you any refunds. Like, like
Yeah.
if you expect to you hoard all this stuff, people can't get all the stuff the necessities they need, and you still dare to ask for a refund, you're not gonna get it. It's like,
No.
that's so stupid. I think it's people blow this out of proportion so fast.
So you agree that the media, in some senses, has made this more
I
dangerous than it
It's
actually.
not really as much for me about the media, but it's more about the people who read about it. Because it's like the media seems pretty, they're just reporting whatever's happening, right? Like, I haven't seen anything that's really like super blown out of proportion in terms of like articles, but the people just overreact. They're like, shit, I gotta. Like, everyone just starts going ham on their grocery outlets, and they buy like a dozen masks for themselves, and and they're not gonna use up all of the stuff they buy. It's nuts. I just think it's crazy.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I've seen, like just like on videos and stuff. So like a lot of people in China, they use like the face masks and stuff, and N95s, the ones that you're supposed to be using, right?
Yeah.
So those ones, there was a guy who was like had the mask on, took a drag of his cigarette, put the like blew out the smoke, put the mask back on, and then repeatedly did this, and it's like it
Nice.
blows my mind. It's like, what's the point of having
Yeah,
the
it
mask
doesn't
on?
do shit at that point.
Yeah, you're taking it on and off, taking it on and off, and your hands are dirty. So then you're
Yeah.
touching the mask on, like, oh gosh.
Also, the mask is more important, like, because the mask is mainly to prevent the spread if you have it. It's
Yeah.
not really it's not gonna protect you from it, cause
It would work if
Eh.
everybody used it, right? If everyone,
if everyone used
in a
one,
city,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
would
when it works. But if not everyone is using it, then it's not gonna stop you from getting the virus. If you have the virus, then it's just gonna hopefully prevent you from spreading it. That's about it. People are wearing the mask like it's some sort of Hail Mary. But yeah.
Well, I think people's opinions of it is it's better than nothing. I think. that's
True.
what-
True.
yeah. Some
Well,
people are like, I guess it's better than nothing.
Yeah. Do you go to like weeklies?
No, I have no time because like my work
Yeah, I
schedule
expect
and-
so. So it hasn't really affected anyone I know from my local community. Like, we still just come out to the the tournament we organized. People still showed up. Like, now the weeklies we have, people still like decently show up. So I think people now in Singapore are not. Now that like the whole panic situation like last month has sort of died down, I think now not as many.
I mean, it
people-
has to. It has to. Let me put it this way: it has to die down at some
Yes.
point because you can't have people not work for like 3 months, 4
Yeah.
months, half a year, right? And New York recently was. So I'm in New York, and New York was recently put on a state of emergency, which means large social gatherings of 200 plus people are not allowed.
Okay.
And also, I guess it's just to make businesses more aware of it, so that businesses can account for if your business allows for it for people to work remotely, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And New York has been a giant thing of shutting down either places or organizations, businesses that like might have it. So
Yeah.
one of the places, I guess, is local school systems. So if they find coronavirus at a particular school, then
Closing
they
the entire
are more
school.
likely to close that school down.
Yeah.
Well, that creates a whole problem because one, what are the parents going to do?
Yeah.
So like, let's say you have like a 10-year-old. Like, you're not going to leave the 10-year-old necessarily at home, right, all the time, because you would want to supervise them, and schools normally would do that if schools were open. But now that it's closed, then the kids are then away. And also, what are you going to do with your teachers and your janitorial staff? How does that work? And the school year, right? Now the kids are like, let's say they shut the school down for 3 months.
Oh,
Well,
man.
how do you make up 3 months of curriculum?
That's a
that
lot of
they
time.
missed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty. This coronavirus has created things like I swear I go on my Twitter timeline and like it's like every day it's like they're like, okay, this event's getting cancelled, and I'm like, oh man, it's crazy. Like even the league stuff I follow, I think LCS got like postponed or whatever. It's pretty nuts. So yeah.
So from what I hear, it's mostly elderly people, like 60 plus, right, are the ones who are technically dying from this.
Yeah. Basically, if you're healthy, it's most likely nothing is gonna happen to you. In fact, there have been people who straight up recover from the virus and they never even like went to the doctor. Like they're just at home. They had the virus. Yeah. They just recover like after a while, because it's only serious if you have some sort of pre-existing medical condition or you have a weak immune system, which happens to mostly be in the elderly, and which makes up the large majority of the people who died from the virus. So if you're healthy, you're probably gonna be fine. Okay. It's more than likely you'll be fine. So yeah. Stay healthy, everyone.
Yeah, stay healthy.
That's the PSA. Just, don't be unhealthy. That's the trick. Yeah. So Mix-Up does actually have the Mix-Up actually does have a date. It's in July.
Oh, it's in July.
July 18th to 19th. So that's really far from its original date. Because its original date was it April? April, right? April?
So the first event was supposed to be held at NorCal Regionals, right? The first TWT stop.
Oh, was it NorCal Regionals? I actually didn't know.
I believe so, right?
I thought it was either... Oh, it was Tokyo Masters.
Oh, Tokyo Masters.
Yeah, but even Tokyo Masters has been postponed.
Right. So if that's been postponed, then here's my question, right? Are they going to postpone the release date then of Fakam Ram?
That's an interesting one because, well, it wouldn't really would it affect the tournament scene much? Do they? And also they also mentioned that they were gonna do a third balance patch, right, before the TWT starts.
That one I think they can do, but I think they would want the release of a character to tie in somehow
with the tour.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard to say. I don't know. I don't even know when the tour is gonna start at this point. And not only that, like, the dojo events, because you have to register for the dojo events, but dojo events can't start until the tour starts. Like they've publicly said, like, it's you can't have a dojo event if the Tekken World Tour hasn't started yet. Like, because people were speculating, can you still register for a dojo at and it can start when Tokyo Masters was originally gonna be was originally gonna happen, and then they were like, no, you can't. So a lot of those people who want to register for the dojo stuff, they also have to wait now. So it's pretty...
Shit.
Yeah.
That really sucks.
It's created a whole set of issues for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. From TOs to players and whatnot. Yeah. So it's kind of unfortunate. It happens,
Mm-hmm.
It kind of sucks even more because the FGC is so niche and so small. But yeah. Well, how do we deal with this? We don't know. Just gotta wait.
I mean, this is the first time something like this has happened, so I'm sure within probably a couple months, all of this is gonna blow over, and it's going to be something that lingers around. I'm sure, this, a person has this, has COVID-19, they need to be quarantined. Like, countries become better able to deal with this, and then maybe in about half a year's worth of time, we come up with a vaccine that can be manufactured and exported and shipped
either that or just
countries.
It just slows down and it becomes a small issue. Because that's kind of what happened to SARS. SARS didn't have a vaccine. It just kind of died down. Yeah. So hopefully
you alive? Were you alive?
I was alive. I was born in 2001. Like, okay, I'm young, but I'm not that young. It's like, yeah. Actually, it's funny because
how old were you when SARS happened?
I was not old enough to remember what happened at that point in my life.
That's what I thought.
My parents actually told me, they were fucking worried as hell during that period. Like,
it was very, very, very bad during the SARS epidemic, if I remember correctly.
The mortality rate,
I think it was worse than...
Mortality rate is higher.
Right? Yeah.
It infected less people, but the mortality rate was like 10%, which is
That's like something to actually be worried about.
yeah, 10% is pretty. You know,
Like 1 to 2% is not.
I think
nearly as
right now
bad.
COVID is at like 3%. I want to say
Oh, is that 3 now?
it's at. I think it's been stuck at 3 since the beginning. Actually, it's been at like 3% since the start. It hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's about it. In fact, it went down. I think it was 4%, and then it just the number of infected cases just rose so much that it brought down the mortality rate. But yeah, that's about it for the TWT stuff. I think it's pretty unfortunate, but what can we do? It's an unprecedented situation, you know.
Right.
Can't really.
So now we're gonna move on to Eyemusician, and this is something I think none of us ended up expecting.
Yeah, actually. So Eyemusician is no longer under ROX Gaming.
Yeah.
And as per usual, the reasons why is unknown. Like usually when players leave a sponsor and whatnot, you don't really know why. It could be a contract thing. It could be they didn't have a good time, or they have something else to do and they just specifically wanted to leave.
Or like a health thing.
Yeah, it could be any number of things. It's pretty interesting because I don't think the 4 players that have signed with ROX for Tekken was Puma, Musician, Nee, and Chanel, right? And even someone like Puma, who isn't really much of a tournament. He doesn't really go to that many tournaments, and he doesn't always also get the best results. But he's still under ROX, and he signed at the same time as Eyemusician. So it could just be that contract was up, and Eyemusician was like, nope, I don't want to re-sign, or it could be he has some other things that he wanted to do, and he just didn't want to continue with ROX. Who knows?
Yeah.
I wish he still has a sponsor, because Eyemusician's one of the coolest players to watch, man. Eyemusician's so sick, man.
So let's so I'm just gonna read the tweet by ROX Gaming. So for those of you who don't know, Eyemusician is one of the world's best. I would even say say
he's the best.
The best Yoshimitsu player, hands down. At least as far as like creativity and tournament results. Yeah. So ROX Gaming released this tweet that said, "Farewell, Eyemusician. The agreement was terminated by mutual agreement with Eyemusician, who had been together for 1 year. In the meantime, thank you for working with Lax for great results. Thank you for your support." So that was by ROX Gaming. And then if we look at Eyemusician's tweet, it will say, "The contract was terminated today, leaving ROX Dragons. The year I spent with ROX Dragons was an unforgettable experience. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the Labs gamers who have given me so many opportunities, and those players are Nee, Chanel, and Puma, who led me with many shortcomings." So that was, the tweet. And sorry for any of the translation. This is based on Google Translate.
Google Translate.
Neither Keith nor I read Korean, so we have to rely on good old Google Translate.
Yeah.
But those were the tweets. And
I think he just didn't want to re-sign, honestly.
I think it could be also the military thing, because South Korea also has a mandatory military requirement.
You can go in maybe because in Korea, like the age range for you to go into military is like latest at like the age of like 32 or some shit, right?
But maybe he just wanted to get out of the way.
Or maybe he just
do you really want to go into the military, like, mandatory military requirement like at 32? Like, I don't think so.
But it's hard to say because he's so young, and if he continues with like this esports thing now, he might because going to military like now, it's gonna disrupt his Tekken play for a long time. And
no, it won't. Fucking look at Kudans.
Okay, Kudans is okay. look, man.
Kudans came back and was like, you know what? Fuck you guys. I'm reclaiming my throne. And he reclaimed his throne.
He did. For
TWT 1, right? Or Tekken World Tour.
2017 or whatever it was. Yeah. It's hard to say. I hope he comes back or he gets another sponsor at some point, because Eyemusician's Yoshimitsu is a huge treat to watch, and it would suck to not see him be in tournaments, because him and like Cherry Berry Mango are like those players that I wish were in tournaments more, because I really love watching both of them.
Right. Yeah.
Oh man, that Cherry Berry Mango situation. Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I just got reminded of it. Yeah, get a good sponsor, man.
Yeah, get a good sponsor.
Get a good sponsor is the PSA of this section. What was the previous one? It was stay healthy.
Oh, stay healthy. Stay healthy.
So this part is get a good sponsor.
Get a good sponsor.
Make sure they don't owe you money.
I mean, let me put it this way. I think ROX Dragon probably is a very fantastic sponsor.
I'm sure they are.
There was probably a mutual understanding that he wasn't going to re-sign. Maybe there was too much pressure for him to be signed. You never know. Sometimes players always feel the need to do better than they actually do if they're signed, right? Because then people start saying like, "Oh, why aren't you doing better? Your sponsors are flying you out to these events. You don't have to worry about the money on these travels and stuff." And then all of a sudden you get all of this this internal pressure that you put on yourself, as well as the external pressure of fans who then expect you to do better because now you're sponsored.
Yeah,
but it's not a magic bullet.
Audience is gonna be like, man, this guy's a sponsored player. Whack, It's like you got to make sure they don't have that kind of reaction. So that's why, being sponsored sometimes can be a bit stressful.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope he's doing well, and hopefully he'll still be in tournaments, because that'll be pretty sick. His Twitch seems to be doing all right, though, right? He streams quite often, doesn't he?
Yeah, he streams like pretty reasonably regularly. So I think if anything, we'll probably see him streaming probably maybe more.
Yeah.
If he's not,
that's kind of what JDCR did, right? After he left, after Echo Fox dropped all of them, and then JDCR started making the vlogs, and he started streaming way more often now. And
JDCR also started doing a little bit more YouTube content as well.
Yeah, all the vlogs and stuff. Man, JDCR's content is actually hella good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So good. Yeah, I enjoy watching.
And speaking of YouTube content,
oh man.
So the last topic that we have is how each of us got into the YouTube content creation, because I know I've gotten some questions on this in the past, and I'm sure some of your fans probably want to know how you got into YouTube content creation, Keith. So you want to take it away first?
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah. So when I started playing the game at around, it was 2018. I started playing in 2018. Okay, well, not the PS4 PC version, but I played in the arcades basically like a long time ago. But then I finally got the game on PS4 in 2018. And I played it kind of casually. I didn't really like.
When in 2018?
Wow, actually that I don't know. It must have been early 2018, I think. It must have been pretty early. So I started playing it very casually. People would come over to my place and we'll play it. And I didn't really get serious about it until I started watching more tournaments, which was like probably midway 2018 or some shit like that, right? And I started watching a lot more tournaments, and I watched Kudan's winning Tekken World Tour in 2017, and his run alone was what inspired me to take the game like way more seriously than I had before. So
what happened, Keith? You decided to pick up Noctis instead of Double Jin?
No.
Dishonored Kudan's.
I used to be a Double Jin main. Okay, I switched around mains a lot actually. I'll probably get into that, but I started making Devil Jin, and then I played him for actually a really long time, and I switched around. It's funny because I actually switched to I started playing Devil Jin, and then because of JDCR I started playing Dragunov as well, because I really liked this Dragunov. But then at some point, I don't know what came over me, but I started to try Lily. So I'm ashamed to say it, but I did main Lily for like a month, like at some point in my playtime. And then I switched over to Kazumi, and that's around the time when I started making content, which was very late 2018 to early 2019. Because when I started playing Kazumi, I started performing way better all of a sudden. And at the time, I was still a yellow rank scrub. But I made my first Tekken video was a video called, I think it's Tekken Tips for Beginners. So I listed like 5 tips. I don't even remember what they are now. And that video is hella old and it's pretty shit. But I made that in January of 2019. So that's my very
Is that
first.
still on your YouTube
Yes,
channel?
it's in fact one of my. It's like my 3rd most popular video or some shit.
It's your 3rd most popular video? How come I haven't heard of this video?
I think it is. I'm not sure, but it's no good. I really do not like that video. And my friends who've seen it, they're like, it's fine, but I just hate it. Oh, it's my 2nd most popular video. I hate that that's my 2nd most popular video. But
oh, I've seen this. I've seen this. Apparently, I watched the first 10 minutes of it. That's actually, out of 13 minutes, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. So yeah, I made that video a long ass time ago, and
Okay.
that was my first Tekken video. And then after that video, I think I started. I made a Devil Jin guide, my season 2 Devil Jin guide for people who haven't seen it. That's like my 3rd most popular video, and after that, people started asking like, hey, can you like do more Tekken stuff? Oh no, I did a Devil Jin guide, and then I did a frame data guide, and at the time I was still maining Kazumi, so I made a Kazumi guide as well. And then I took like a 5-month hiatus from the game because of school, and school was so busy, and so I only came back like 5 months later, and then I started streaming. So I posted my stream highlights, which didn't really do very well. But then season 3 came, and I did breakdowns, not breakdowns, but more of like I just analyzed the changes on stream, and those videos somehow did like actually surprisingly well. And this was I also have to mention, this was the time when I switched away from PS4 to PC because I built myself a PC, and
I think that's actually one of the first videos that I saw from you, because at the time I was doing Brian season 3 update stuff, and then you had done something on Brian as well.
I did one video on Brian.
I watched that video, and first thing I think you came up with is like, so I'm not a Brian main, so I don't know much about him, so I'm gonna go over these changes as I see them. And I was like, what?
Yeah,
and that's the first video I saw from you.
Yeah, okay. I bet in your mind you're like, man, this guy doesn't know shit about Brian.
Halfway.
Yeah, at some point, I probably made a lot of mistakes on that one because I'm not a Byron main. Come on.
A Byron main.
Yeah, and it's also around this time that I actually switched to Noctis. I started picking up Noctis, and I became a Noctis main. I'm sorry, everyone. For the people who thought I was a Devil Jin main, I'm sorry. But yeah, and then I made a Noctis season 3 guide, which did really well actually. Like it was super well received, and it was the first guy I made on PC, and it's also the guy that got me noticed by Arya, the Blaster Salami. In case if you guys don't know who that is, why are you listening to this?
You should know who. Yeah,
you should know who Blaster Salami is.
Blaster Salami is. Yeah.
Yeah, that video got me noticed, and then and basically that's not too long ago. That's only like 5 months ago, and since then I've just been making a lot of stream highlights, some Tekken tutorials like my generics, my low parry video, my Dragunov guide, and more recently my Devil Jin guide. So yeah, for season 3, it's been fun. For like the year or so that I've been making content, you know, it's been a very long road. Even though there was like that 5-month break, but I think that overall it was a great experience. Like starting making content. A lot of people think I only started making content with Tekken. I've made content for years, many years. It's just that you don't see the videos on the channel.
because Keith releases them as private. He watches it in his own time, and then he's like, "Fuck, this is shit. I can't."
Yes,
this.
That's basically it. I remember like I clicked on one of my older videos. I'm like, "There's no way I can let people see this." And I just unlisted every single one of them because they were fucking terrible. Like around the time that my Tekken content started gaining traction, that's when I unlisted every single one of those. I was like, no way, I'm not letting these out. Nobody's gonna see this. But yeah,
it's in your hidden vault.
I actually have a stream of when I first played Tekken Ranked on my YouTube that's unlisted, and I watched that. I'm like, oh my god, I couldn't stand it. I watched it for like 10 minutes, and I was like, I'm out. I lost like almost every game, and it was with Dragunov against some like fucking shitty Kazuya, and I was like, oh man, I can't watch this shit. It was so bad. It was really bad. I can't watch it. Can you imagine people watch that and be like, this guy is the guy that's making Tekken tutorials like Chimone?
Hey man, just be like, look, I teach better than I play. Okay, your teachers at school don't know shit, but they teach you anyways. Okay,
true. That's so true.
they don't know algebra, they don't know trigonometry, they don't know
in a way,
pre-calculus.
teachers are just like fucking people who failed at their expertise, so they just teach it. they couldn't get success.
Okay, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go
I remember
that
I heard
far,
that somewhere, and I was like, oh man, that's pretty rough. Man.
Yeah, I wouldn't
What
say
about
that
you?
far,
How
but-
did you get your footing in content creation?
So I started playing Tekken in 2018 of I think
Okay.
August.
Oh wow, that's pretty
So
late.
that's when so I started playing Tekken then. And then so let's see, August, September, October, November, December, January, March. Yeah. So I started playing Tekken 7 seriously in August of 2018. And
okay, yeah.
before that, obviously, when Tekken first came out, I didn't have any interest in playing it because at the time, I believe, I was trying to get really serious to Injustice, and I was like, I'm gonna play NetherRealm games. I'm gonna play Injustice. Like, I'm gonna get really good at this because before that, I had been playing, Mortal Kombat 10 and stuff.
And now they're not even at Evo.
Now they're not even at Evo.
Too soon? Too soon?
Too soon.
Oh man.
So I had actually went to Defend the North. I believe in
Wow.
Yeah, I went to Defend the North, I think it's 2017 or something like that.
Holy shit.
And I entered into Injustice, and then I also entered into Tekken just for shits and giggles. And
Nice.
I went 0-2.
Yeah.
I went 0-2, like, in Tekken. And, like, my first opponent, like, was against Asuka or something, and then I just completely got decimated. And at the time, I was a Kazuya main.
Ooh,
So,
Mishima?
yeah, I was a Kazuya man.
Damn.
Yeah, I was a Kazuya man at the time. But I was really garbage. I couldn't even do the B&Bs. Like, I was so bad. Like,
Same.
and my friend, so I went with my friend, Mugomog, who happens to be my script editor. So he and I have been playing Tekken since Tekken 3.
Holy shit.
But neither of us, like, we played Tekken since Tekken 3, and neither of us, though, were, like, any good at it. But we always competed with each other, right? And, the tactic was always Orbital. At the time, Tekken 3, I played...
Jesus
at the time,
Christ.
Tekken 3, I played Brian.
Tekken
so
3
it
was
was-
out before I was even born. Jesus.
Yeah. So
Oh
I
my
was... Dude, I was snake edging people before you were even born.
Holy shit.
Fuck.
Damn.
Shit. Yeah. So I was playing Brian in Tekken 3, and he and I would always have our own rivalries. And at the time, I think when Tekken Tag, the first Tekken Tag came out, we had a group of friends that actually played the game. It was like a good, decent group. It was like a group of 7 people.
That's
who
actually a
played.
really good amount, yeah.
Yeah, in our middle school, just in our school in general, like we all played. And then I think as Tekken evolved, we just had less time because we had more time. Like, we had to do more homework.
Life
and
hits.
We had, life hits. We had the other, like, out of school activities that we had to do, like sports or, piano and that kind of stuff. So we didn't have much time. So I had skipped Tekken 5 I had skipped Tekken 6 and Tag 2. And then I came back for Tekken 7 in basically 2018. And that's when I was like, you know what? This game is fucking hype. Because I always liked watching the games, right?
Yeah.
I always liked watching the games because it was always super hype, really well done. And to this day, Tekken 7, one of the best looking fighting games ever. And to me, visuals are really important to me. Like, visuals are important. And there's very few 3D fighting games that the characters look good in and the gameplay feels good. So, because like 2D, 2D fighting games, usually it's not fully 3D. So you get like 2.5D and they look cartoonish and whatever.
I like
But
the way
Tekken
Soul
character-
Calibur looks, but I don't like the way it moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I kinda get what you mean.
so I started playing seriously in 2018, and at that time I was like, I'm going to choose Brian, and I didn't know that Brian was like a high execution character or demanded
You're
execution.
in for a ride.
But to be honest, if you're playing as a beginner, you really don't need to be worrying about too much of the crazy stuff, right? You don't need to be worrying about optimizing damage. You don't need to worry about taunt. You don't need to worry about all that stuff.
True.
So I just focused on the fundamentals. And at the time, all I knew basically with Brian was like keep out. And then that's what got me to like, out of, I guess, green ranks and into yellow ranks. But then as soon as I got into yellows, like I started encountering issues where I wasn't block punishing properly. I didn't, whiff punish properly, that kind of stuff. And so then that's, I think around like September probably is when I, hit up Haitake Kakashi, like High. And then he took me under his wing and taught me the game properly.
Oh, you had a coach? What?
Yeah, I had a coach.
What?
You think I was going to get into this game without a coach? Yeah,
I learned everything myself, man. Chimode.
Yeah, well, that's why you're probably garbage.
Oh, you know what? True.
Dude, I would whoop you if we could play on a good connection, but we don't have a good connection, so we'll never know.
Yeah. It's only recently that I got coaching because I found my local offline community. And like the best player in the country, like I play with him, and every time I play with him, I big brain. Like I learned so much in that one sitting. So, but before then, I didn't have a coach, which kind of it's so helpful to have a coach in this game. Like just side note, like if you have someone who knows what they're doing and they can teach you, you learn way faster than if you didn't. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah. But
so the takeaway from this message
get
is
a coach.
Get a coach. It doesn't have to be somebody you pay for. It can just be somebody at your local that will run sets with you.
Yeah.
And then just teach you about the things that you're either doing or not doing.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's the PSA of this section. Yeah.
And so basically I started just playing Brian. You know how some people like choose a character and they hop around, kind of like what you did. Not necessarily to the point of like. Yeah, not necessarily to the point of like switching characters every single week, but like playing around. But all I did was stick with Brian. And when I finally got to a comfortable point with Brian,
then you switch.
I think this was around when I was in the Vindicator or the yellow ranks with Brian. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make a content for beginner Brian players because I feel like I have a good enough understanding to teach beginner.
Well, we made videos when we were like around the same rank. I was like Vindicator as well when I started making.
Oh,
videos.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I was yellow rank. Yeah.
So this is when I was in around March of 2019. So March of 2019 is when I made my first Brian video. And
2 months after me.
So I thought when I first made it, I was like, this is the best Brian.
I'm the best fucking content creator out there for Brian.
I'm the best fucking content creator out there. Like, I covered all this shit. And then all of a sudden, like, because one of the things that, like, a lot of, the guides and stuff don't talk about is, the different punishes. And they'll just list them out. Like, they'll just show you. This is 10 frame, 11 frame, 10, 12, 13, like, et cetera, et cetera. They don't explain a whole lot about it. They don't talk to you about the pitfalls and stuff. So I was like, oh, I'm like the shit I talked about all this. And then I watch it. I think the last time I watched it was maybe about a couple months back.
Oh man,
I just
how do you cringe? Yeah, cringe.
Like, because when you first start off with content creation, you don't realize like how robotic you sound.
You think it's really good until like you've gotten better at it, and then
it wasn't until I would say about 6 months back when I got really comfortable with content creation. Like I just turned the camera on and I can start talking. Even if I don't follow my script 100%, like I know enough of what I'm going to be saying and how to properly say it to not sound like a fucking zombie, like reading a script, right? So that's kind of how I felt initially when when I look back at my older content. Because nowadays my content, like I look at it and I'm like, oh, yeah, it's not perfect, but I'm pretty happy with the way it.
You're gonna look back in another few months and you're gonna be like, shit, shit's whack.
No, not this Vortex. I can't play this Vortex forever. I can't, Keith.
I recently made the Devil Jin Season 3 guide, and I also had one for Season 2, which was like my first guide, and I recently watched that. It was actually, the reason why I wanted to remake it is because it's the first guide I made, right? And I made so many mistakes at the time. I made a lot of errors in the script. Like I left out a lot of stuff, or it could be just I've made a few editing errors, and it just wasn't very good. It seemed really good at the time. Like when I was editing it, I was like, I spent so much time making that guide, and I was like, yeah, this shit's pretty good. But you know, like I can't even watch it fully now in one sitting because of how bad it is. And the funny thing is, I think it's really bad, but it's, like a lot of people seem to enjoy it. But I just like if you're the one making it, like it's so hard to like previous
That's
work.
exactly the same way I feel about the Brian video that I made. Like the Brian Fundamentals 101 video, I look back at it and it's like the most viewed video on my channel, and I'm like, how the fuck did you guys watch this?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I can't even watch this.
Yeah, how do you watch this trash? So because and Diligent's a very important character to me because it's the character that I started with, and it's the character that also inspired me because of Cooldown's. So I was I have to remake this, but way better, and it's kind of what I tried to do with the new one, and hopefully it is. I mean, it is better.
Fuck, should I make another?
Just remake that.
Oh,
yeah. I'm thankful for the season format.
You guys are not getting another Brian 101 video until fucking Tekken 8 comes out. You guys are gonna fucking wait for that shit.
Hey, I mean, if Tekken 8 comes out, you're gonna get a whole new set of audience, you know? Everyone who's like trying out the game, and then you're gonna be like the new heiress. People would try to look up for.
No. I don't nearly have that big awesome beard that he does.
Because Aris made like Tekken Tag 2 stuff, but he didn't really get super big with Tekken until 7. Because all these fucking old 17ers came in to his chat and were like, "Hey, how do you do this?" And then those videos.
He's like, "Shut up, fucking stoners, and watch."
Shut up, thanks, and I'll do it. Basically, is the gist of Aris. But yeah. I like content creation. I actually hate the process of doing it though. I hate editing. I hate script writing, but I love seeing the response. That's
you know what? I feel almost the same way that you do. Okay, so let's take this last 10 minutes to just talk about what it is about content creation that you enjoy and what it is that you don't enjoy. Right?
Right.
There's got to be something other than the responses that you enjoy.
Well, watching the finished product is always very satisfying for sure. Like, once I've gotten past the editing phase, script writing's not actually too bad, but it's just annoying. But the part I hate the most, weirdly, I know a lot of people find, like, isn't editing the worst part? Editing's pretty bad. Like, it takes a long ass time. But the worst part for me is recording footage. I hate recording footage. It takes so much time. I always get distracted because, you know, Tekken has the combo vortex, right? So it's like I'll be in the game to record footage for like an hour, and I'll end up spending my time doing some crazy shit combos that I won't ever do instead of recording my footage. So I end up spending 3 hours because I wasted all my time. I hate when that happens. It's so bad. Making the character guides are by far the worst parts for me because one of these character guides that I make usually takes like a month to do. From script writing to editing, usually itself takes about a week. So script writing takes like a long ass time to cross-check all my information, check in the game as well. Recording footage takes a few days. And then it's a nightmare. And voice recording takes usually it's pretty short, but then the editing process to cut up all the audio as well, it's really annoying. For smaller videos,
you cut up your voice audio?
Oh my god, you know how many mistakes I'll read the script and I'll be like, this, like, okay, I'll just pull up my Claudio script right here. Like, similar to Dragunov, he has many tools in getting frame, and then I'll mess up my word, and I'll be like, oh shit. And either that or I'll cut up like gaps in between my pauses if they're too long. Like, usually I'll pause for a bit too long than I like, so I always cut it up. If you look at my timeline for audio, I cut up so much of my audio. It's like every few seconds there's a cut. And hopefully it's not that noticeable, but yeah. So for those videos, they take really long. But for stuff like stream highlights, they get less views, but they're easy to make, right? Because I just like cut up the stream into like the cool parts. And then the short Tekken tutorial videos, I actually like making those because they're really fun. They are like a few minutes only. They're not too hard to make. They're kind of like a similar process to the full character guides, but they're just like a few minutes. So I actually like making those.
I wish I could make. Because, like, you're like, oh, the short tutorial videos are the easy ones to make. I'm like, what's a short tutorial video? Because all my fucking videos are like 20 minutes long.
Yeah.
No, but here's my takeaway. Like, obviously, like, we have different styles.
Very
your style
different.
is right. Your style is more.
I'm a knockoff salami.
Well, to be honest, like you're sort of on the line of Blasted Salami, right? Where you guys
editorial style
this.
basically.
right, editorial style, where mine is more of a casual laid back style.
Yes. Yeah.
Where I'll give you multiple examples of something. If I'm teaching like a very general fundamental topic, right, I'll talk about something, and then I'll show you examples of it a couple of times. And then they're still edited. They're not edited.
Yeah, of course.
They're all edited, but like they're examples, and I generally like to just kind of show my face and get more engaged with the audience in that way. But that's just my personal preference on that.
That's actually why I started streaming, actually, just so I can, because a lot of people think I'm just some guy behind the mic, you know.
You are.
Well, yes. Yeah.
Little did you guys know, Keith actually is a human
actually
being.
a real person, guys. Like, did you know? Oh my god. But yeah, I mean, the making content has obviously have its pros and cons. Like, once you start making content, you're gonna get dumb shit comments every single day. Like, it's gonna happen, and it's kind of hard as a content creator. Like, do you respond to it? Do you not? And a lot, I don't respond to a lot of comments. I read every single one, but I don't respond to most of them. I only respond to ones, like if they're asking a valid question, I'll respond to them. But there's always people who are gonna be like, even if you said something, like, I'm not gonna take like character requests, and then people are gonna be like, can you do a Leo guide? It's like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Don't ask me. Yeah. And obviously, like, we've seen like the negative side of being a content creator, because like if you take those negative comments too seriously, like, it will drive both you nuts, and if it extends out to your attitude, then it's obviously going to drive your audience nuts. You know the whole situation with Aika Minamoto, the combo maker?
No.
You don't know?
No, I don't know.
What? She okay.
Why do you have to put such emphasis on I don't know? Oh, you don't know?
You don't know?
Like fucking Scooby-Doo.
But basically, she was a really popular combo maker on Twitter.
Yeah.
And she kind of got blasted on the internet for being semi-racist, or basically racist, because she's Japanese. So a lot of stuff is lost in translation with her on both ends, right? So
sure, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, but basically, what happens is she gets a lot of annoying comments. Like, I can see why she's annoyed, but like, and a lot of them are from Pakistan, right? I'm sure you get negative comments everywhere, but sometimes you just isolate yourself to that country, especially since Pakistan at the time was like the highlight of the Tekken story, right? So maybe she focused a bit too much on that. And basically, on Twitter, she was like, how do I block a country from watching my videos? And then like she was like saying like she retweeted like someone who was saying like some racist comments about Pakistan. Spag tweeted about it, and then it kind of blew up, and she's basically off the internet now. She deleted all her videos and stuff. So yeah, that's obviously the negative side, because, and the thing about that is that she gets a lot of positive comments as well, like cool combo, like great and whatnot, but she focused a lot very much on the negative side of things, which is very unhealthy as a content creator, because sometimes
as a content creator you just have to have thick skin.
Yeah,
you
sometimes you just gotta not give a fuck, basically.
Yeah.
And that's the issue, and which is why a lot of people say, like, if you can't handle it, just don't be a content creator. It's not for you.
Yeah. Like I had so little did I think some people know this, but not everybody. So I started off with content, with my Brian guide and stuff, and then I think later on down the line, when I made my reaction
I saw that
talk video, the reaction speed one.
Yeah,
that was the one that got noticed by the main man.
Oh, that's the one I saw, I think. That's the first video I saw of yours, I think. Then I checked out your other videos. I was like, oh, this guy makes tutorials. What the hell?
Yeah. So I got noticed by Main Man, and he gave me a shout out on one of his videos once or twice. Oh my god. And then that's how I got my start. But when then I ended up talking to him for a little bit, and he said, you just have to, there's always going to be those people that troll you, and it's like the ugly side of content creation. But to me, something that nobody told me about, and I guess this will be a different perspective of it, is how, because eventually, like, I think both of us at some point probably wants to do content creation full time.
Yeah,
right? But
that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, that'd be dope. But one of the things that drives me crazy is the numbers. And I'm always that numbers guy. Like, to me, it's like, okay, well, now that I have more viewers, more subs, I should be getting more views on these videos. And then what ends up happening is they don't do as well as I would like for them to do, and I just get really upset about this. And we talked about this earlier before the stream,
before
this podcast
recording stream. Wait a second, are you streaming without me knowing?
Before this recording, that it drives me crazy when I look at my statistics and it's like, wow, I'm not growing as fast as I had hoped or I had wanted to, and that's something that a lot of content creators get discouraged by, especially when you're just starting out, right?
Yes.
You get like 1 viewer, 2 viewer, 3 viewer, and like you spent like 2 days just planning this video.
You feel like the effort was not worth it, basically.
Yeah, and then like another month making it, and then you get like 100 views on a tutorial that you spent, I don't know, like a month making.
Yeah.
And then you just get so discouraged, so you're like, okay, well, you know what, I'll try this one more time. You try it again, and you get like 10 more viewers.
Yeah.
And then you're like, why the fuck like am I doing this? This is if I wanted to make more money, like I would just get a second job that paid minimum wage, and I would make more money than I am based off of this. And so that's something that nobody really tells you about. And I think, those individuals who do get thousands of viewers, thousands of subs within just a short period of time, that's great on their part, but for most people, I think YouTube has to be a long-term thing that you just invest in, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna hit like 1 million overnight. You're not gonna hit even 100,000 in the span of 1 month. I mean, look at Arya. Like he makes like top of the line. Blasted Salami. He makes top of the line Tekken content, and he's been going at this for like 2 years.
Yeah. Roughly almost 3 years, I think, right?
Almost 3 years, and he has like 65,000, and he's got a team working with him too. So like you can see how, especially in the Tekken community, right? Because it's such a niche game, I would say. Even though it's played worldwide, it's still, I think, a niche game compared to other games like Dota 2, League of Legends,
absolutely,
other like Overwatch, that kind of stuff. So, I one of the things that nobody really told me was how particularly crazy you could drive yourself with the numbers.
Yes.
Like I think one of the reasons why I reached out to you was like I saw that I was like, oh, Duke KC is this guy who like makes Tekken content, and then I had been looking at your subscriber numbers and they were just skyrocketing in the, I think, November, December, January
late last
time.
year it kind of shot up.
Yeah. Like it shot up and I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like his numbers shot up. Like I felt like I was in a competition with you the whole time. And then it was like, wow, he makes really good guides. I need to make good guides. And so I was like, I try to step up my game to like match yours.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, I think I used to be something like that. Like I would like after I post a video, I would look at the numbers for like 3 days straight and I would be like, man, this isn't really getting as much traction as I think it deserves, But the truth is that's just the internet. Like it's so saturated with content, and for people to actually find your content, it's pretty hard. And I remember I released the Dragunov guide 4 months ago, and I was looking at the numbers for like the first week, and it was doing okay. It was doing better than most of my other videos, because the guides always do better than most of my other videos. But it wasn't getting.
They also take more time.
Yeah, they also but it also wasn't getting like the traction that I expected it to get. Because Dragunov, I was thinking in my head like Dragunov's a popular character, like and people seem to want to learn him, especially in season 3 with his changes and stuff. I thought it would be doing really well, but it ended up like not really doing very well in its first like month. I thought it would perform way better than Noctis guide I did previously, but it didn't.
Right.
But it was only afterwards that it started gaining more traction, and it actually overtook the Noctis guide in view count. So I think I've reached a point where I'm like, I don't care as much for. I'd still look at the numbers. Obviously, it's important to keep track of your numbers, man. Like you gotta keep track of your numbers.
You have to at some point. Yeah.
You can't just go content creation without really looking at what you're doing wrong or right. But at some point, I just was like, it's whatever. Like it'll be found at some point. And I feel like both of us have reached a point where our videos they're not super popular, but they're seen enough where sometimes like we'll get like our videos. I don't know if this happened to you, but I'll be in someone's stream, like someone's Tekken stream. Like the other day, I was in Royce's stream. You know who's Royce? He's the the CEO of GG, and basically I was just chatting in chat, and I got recognized like twice or thrice in that stream, and I was just like
Ooh.
fucking like, what? It's like someone was like,
Nice.
"Are you DKZ the content creator?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's me." And then Royce is like, "Yeah, man, see, your videos are actually reaching people." So it's pretty interesting, and I think that's what makes me not care about the numbers as much, because I know my work is paying off basically. Like I
Right.
know it's actually getting people into the game, or it's helped people and people are actually seeing it. So that's why I think I've sort of grown away from the numbers.
Mhm.
Especially after I released my generics video, and that shit got like
Right.
so many views. I cared for like a while, and then after that I was like, actually, yeah, it's just whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, I've experienced kind of the same thing, but for me, I guess on Twitch, I usually only go into Brian streams just to see
Oh,
who's
of course. Rolling my
No,
eyes.
I like to go into Brian's streams just to see how other people are playing the character, how they're it'll be like either high level Tekken players or medium
someone's
level
beginning
or
out,
lower
yeah.
levels. Yeah. So I'll go into a variety of Brian streamer and 9 times out of 10 they're like, "Oh my god, Peter Lamb,
I've seen your videos. You've helped me so much
I've
with
seen your
Brian."
videos." So that's exactly what they sound like. But
Yeah.
But I genuinely like to do that just to see how other players are playing it, and if they're open to tips, then I'll throw a couple of tips on their stream, and those of them who are interested in watching the videos and learning more, they obviously at some point either visit my guides or visit like Blasted Salamis or whoever else is doing Brian content.
Yeah.
So I definitely have felt what you felt as well, just going to other people's streams and getting noticed.
Yeah.
And so
It's a good
have
feeling,
slowly,
honestly.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like I've slowly switched away from looking at the numbers as much, but I
Yeah.
still get very neurotic about like, oh, how did this video do?
Uh-huh.
It just can't be helped.
Yeah.
As a content creator, you always want to. The burden of a content creator is knowing if you're still relevant. Right?
Oh, yeah,
biggest
that's so
burden.
true.
If you're still relevant, and
Right.
that's something that drives me crazy. It's like, oh, I know there's a lot of good content creators out there,
Yeah.
but in a pursuit of making this your career path, it's always something that's on the front of my mind.
Content creators are coming out every single day, so you have to know how to you like, maybe it's not a competition, but you just want to be able to outdo them basically.
Yeah.
Like and like the reason why like I started making the videos the type that I make is because every time I look up a guide, if it's not Arias, it would usually be someone like from a stream. Okay, this is kind of like saying it's like a main man thing, but like a lot of people like sort of do the main man style where they just like record in one go. They upload the whole 2-hour video, no timestamps, and I'm like, how am I gonna? I'm not gonna watch through this entire thing. And I like concise information in a small package. And you kind of do the same thing, but you're more detailed, which is why your videos tend to be longer as well.
Yeah. I that's one thing I guess we go in different paths on this one. I go into a lot of detail with my videos, mostly because I hate it when somebody teaches me something about the game and then all of a sudden there's something else that wasn't mentioned. And then it's like, what the fuck? Like, why did this happen? Right. Like I made I think it was like a 25-minute video on the while running.
Oh my god, 25 minutes while running?
Yeah, because did you know that while running shoulder, like the while running shoulder, like that thing,
the tackle,
tracks. Yeah, not the tackle, the shoulder.
They
the
call it
power crush shoulder.
They called it the running tackle. Like that's actually the name. Even though
what do you call the tackle?
Ultimate tackle.
Oh, I guess you. Yeah, okay, so with the while running like tackle, like that thing tracks supremely well.
Yes.
Like only very few characters can avoid that, right?
Yes.
Like, Yoshimitsu, if you use his spin evade attack where he like spins backwards, like you can evade that. But if you don't time that right, they chase you in a circle almost.
Basically.
It's like it's crazy. And there's like all sorts of things. So I tend to go very, very into detail. I should almost like label all my videos over explained. I should just be like Tekken 7 over explained, and then I just list whatever it is.
The reason why I actually started making the shorter Tekken explain concepts videos is actually because I know that a lot of people, including myself, like I like watching videos, but I'm usually not down to watch like a very long tutorial in one go. Like I usually watch it over the next few days, which is why I wanted to make the video short, which is why I started the explain concepts videos. Like those are like 5-7 minutes and whatnot, easy to make and easy to watch. That's why I started making those, and they're not as detailed, obviously, but they kind of get someone started, and it kind of gets them aware of the concept, and that's kind of like just why I kind of do it. So like we both have very different styles, and I think we're targeting very different audiences for who's looking for this content, I think.
Right.
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, like no matter what, which path you choose, it's still gonna be hard. Even if you're just some guy who's recording like a 2-hour video with no editing and whatnot, it's still not gonna
by the way, don't do that, guys.
Please don't do that. Yeah, don't do that. Like if you have an audience already and you're like main man, you can do that all you want, right?
Yeah.
But
or Eris, right?
But if you're starting out,
even Eris, like he cuts his stuff.
Yeah. Well, he's got no pants to do it for him, so.
Well, yeah, sure. Yeah.
But if you're starting out, like, please don't do that, because that's not gonna give you any viewers, because people are gonna turn away like right away. But like no matter what, it's still gonna take a lot of effort. You know, even just sitting down there talking for 2 hours, you could just be babbling away, but you gotta know what you're talking about. You have to think of what you're doing, and it's not easy being a content creator. I know a lot of people who start doing it thinking it's or at least not even started, but just watch it and think like, hey, just I could do this. Or even those people who comments like, hey, can you like push this video out faster or edit faster because your schedule is like one. I hate those people so much, because they're like, just upload like the video faster. Like you don't even why do you not have a schedule? It's not that easy. It's really not. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, and seeing those comments obviously are gonna like make you feel worse. Like it's just not good. So yeah, I hope people who start out content creation like understand the positives and negatives. You know, making content is just not easy, and you have to be prepared for it, basically. Yeah.
I mean, I think this is why a lot of people start with content creation and then just like
they stop.
Drop
they
off.
Just stop. Yeah.
They stop because like it doesn't feel good when you spend a month, or let's say at the fastest, I think I could get a video out as like a week. Like one video a week.
Yeah, sort of.
I think that's the fastest I've done it, like in 1 week turnaround, from script writing to recording to making text on the screen to recording the webcam and the audio to editing, like that. I think the fastest is a week. So let's say you spend a week doing that, and it's like 8 hours a day working on that.
Yeah.
For 7 days. That's like 56 hours worked on a video, and then you get like
100 views. Yeah.
Like 500 views. You're like, oh shit!
I didn't even break 1K. Like, come on.
I didn't even break 1K, or you get comments like, hey you forgot this, right? What about this move? Like, what about that move?
Yeah.
So like it just feels so disheartening.
Yeah. Like I made content for years before I started even playing Tekken, and I never really got any views for any of those, except for maybe like a few videos where they like one of them got like 20k views, but I never really got the traction. I in fact, when I started playing Tekken, I was at like 200 subs, and I had been making content for like 2 or 3 years at that point. Yeah. So I at that point I was pretty burnt out, so I stopped making that content. It was only when I started playing Tekken that's when I came back to content creation, and you know, Tekken's the only thing that's helped me like gain more traction on YouTube, basically. So like it's a lot of effort and a lot of luck, I would say.
Yeah.
You gotta like pray that your video gets noticed. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I think we've basically exhausted our time for this.
Yeah.
You wanna have any last words, Keith?
No, I think I pretty much talked about everything I wanted. It's been pretty good. Yeah.
Okay.
Hopefully this was good PSA basically for everyone who.
Yeah. So let's recap on the PSA. Everybody, stay healthy.
Stay healthy. What was the second
Get
one?
a good sponsor.
Get a good sponsor, and get a coach. Get a good coach.
Get a coach.
Yeah,
get
basically.
A good coach.
Oh man, nice. Three good PSAs.
3 good PSAs at the end of this podcast.
Yes. Yeah. All right.
Well, with that, I'm Peter.
I'm Keith. Thank you everyone for listening, obviously.
Thank you everybody for taking the time to listen.
Yeah, regardless of which platform you're on. Make sure to follow us on all the socials. If you're watching the video version, the links are all in the description. And yeah, we make Tekken videos. So,
yeah. So tune in next time. Hopefully it's next week.
It depends if there's news, or if we're busy. Yeah. But we just do this whenever we can, or if there's any important stuff, basically.
Oh, I think there would be a fun little thing for next week if there's no news. If there's no news, I think next week we should challenge each other to play a different character, just for like 2 weeks to see how it goes.
No,
I already have a character for you to try in mind.
No, okay, fine. All right.
So that'll be next week's challenge if we happen to do it next week. But thanks everybody for tuning in.
Yep. Thanks everyone for listening.
Bye.
Bye.